Today's speakers, first, I myself, again, my name is Asa Hedstrom, product manager here at GoZone. Just a little fun fact about myself, a huge fan of recreational sports. You can always find me somewhere along the Central Florida area, whether it be playing pickup basketball, indoor, outdoor. Also, like to play on a couple of flag football leagues throughout the year. So big sports buff, enjoy to watch it as well. But in my leisure time, if you don't see me out playing sports, big reader. I really like informational pieces. Right now, I'm actually reading a book entitled Why We Sleep. I just enjoy those sort of things, those little things that can help give me good pieces of information that help optimize myself and something I can provide to other people as well. And I'm joined by my lovely associate, Julie Shore. I'll go ahead and let Julie introduce herself.
Hi there. My name's Julie. I live in Dallas. I've been supporting the restaurant industry for decades. I'm excited to be here representing GoZone, the guest Wi-Fi marketing solution. Fun fact about me, I've been a Kansas City barbecue judge for many years. I've judged hundreds of barbecue competitions. I like my friends and family to refer to me as Judge Julie because it's actually true. And you guys can refer to me as Judge Julie as well. I won't mind. Glad to be here.
From my time of working with you, Julie, I can say firsthand that you are a very fair judge. So that's good to know.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. And so then, Julie, I think I'll go ahead and let you go ahead and give a little more deeper dive into what we'll be talking about on today's webinar.
Sure thing. And so good afternoon, everybody. Glad you're here. Today, we are going to address a pressing challenge in the restaurant industry, which is the data gap between the actual diners in your restaurant and, of course, your important loyalty program. And in fact, we're going to share how you can use your guest Wi-Fi as a robust tool to solve some of these challenges. A significant problem lurking behind the surface in our restaurants is what I like to call stranger danger, meaning a room full of the unknown people. These are the non-loyalty members, the non-app users, the folks who are not transacting, or the non-payers inside of a party. All of these folks are total strangers. Many of us are doing nothing to solve this data gap in our restaurant in a time where customer lifetime value is more important than ever before. We talk to our kids about strangers, so why are we ignoring the stranger dangers in our own restaurants? So the real question here is, how do we bridge this gap and transform these unidentified guests into our loyal patrons that are so important? You guys are all on this webinar because you get it, right? Loyalty programs hold immense potential. They work like magic, but there is a catch. And in order to make them work, you need to consistently add new names, emails, and any other customized data points to your database every single day. So every stranger who walks into your restaurant represents a unique opportunity to grow this important loyalty program. The reality is a significant percentage of restaurants are ignoring their guest Wi-Fi platform as a robust data acquisition channel to solve just this. Smart Wi-Fi marketing can make a huge difference into the frequency, recency, customer lifetime value, and the on-prem behaviors needed of these strangers in order to meet your revenue goals. So what if you could effortlessly add 10, 15, or even 20 new diners to your loyalty program every single day by doing nothing but supercharging your guest Wi-Fi as a captive portal? Our focus today is going to be using this tool to gain access and loyalties from these strangers, eliminating stranger danger, and we're going to tackle 6 of the critical challenges these strangers present in your restaurants today.
Thank you, Julie. Very informative and really excited to get more into some of those challenges that you mentioned, as well as going over how GoZone's Marketing for Wi-Fi platform helps to tackle those challenges. But before we get into that more in depth, just something I also wanted to touch a little bit base on is just a quick also background of GoZone Wi-Fi as a whole. So who are we here at GoZone Wi-Fi? Well, we are a software as a service company. We offer marketing software and services that help restaurants, as well as a multitude of other verticals, gather personal and behavioral information of their guests through the guest Wi-Fi network that is either potentially or currently being offered to said guests. And then through that, those same sort of software offerings that we provide at GoZone, there's also the potential to continue those sort of engagement and marketing efforts through automated features, which we'll also get more into as well through the presentation, but just some specifics, marketing and SMS messaging, but again, more to come on that. Some of the benefits of utilizing GoZone: we are a hardware agnostic company. So what does that mean? We don't require specific hardware selections in order to operate our software. Again, we work with a plethora of hardware options, many that I'm sure are already implemented in your dining venues. And so then it is a simple add-on software on our end that's quick to integrate and very cost effective. We also offer within our software suite, besides the marketing for Wi-Fi, 2 other platforms: ads for Wi-Fi and analytics for Wi-Fi. These sort of platforms can work individual of each other or all together, but we'll mostly stay focused on the marketing for Wi-Fi for today's presentation. And Julie, I'll go ahead and let you go ahead and tackle the. Oh no, I'm sorry, and I know you want to talk a little bit about some of the current restaurant verticals that we're serving.
Great. Here you'll see a quick understanding snapshot of the folks we support today. Of course, there's lots of independent restaurants, plenty of enterprise nationwide restaurant brands, but you'll also see some arenas, some of the largest casinos in the States. You'll see Restaurant Depot, a great retail operation for restaurant operators, as well as live events. So everybody knows Austin City Limits, Lollapalooza. Also, there's some travel partners and C-stores that we support today.
Awesome.
So let's dive into one of the most compelling challenges. Of course, is the enigma of the unidentified guests. So did you know, on average, only about 20% of diners in your restaurant at any given time are recognized as a loyal customer? That means a staggering 80% of individuals dining in your restaurant are complete strangers, which of course prevents us with a considerable challenge, but also it's an immense opportunity. So many of these guests don't have your app yet, and they haven't joined your loyalty program yet being the key word, of course, because we're going to help you solve that. But many of these guests are choosing to connect to your guest Wi-Fi, and so we want to help you take advantage of connecting with them at the same time. Really, it's any restaurant marketer's dream. They're already on site and they're already choosing to connect, and so you have a blank canvas to get the information you need to them. So imagine if every one of these guests, even these strangers, felt like a VIP on their very first visit, meaning they felt like they were a part of something fun and engaging. Imagine if they could easily connect to your guest Wi-Fi that not only provides that great guest experience, but it's also filled with exciting menu ideas, delightful announcements. So diners can enjoy the seamless connectivity while you connect the data that helps you understand exactly who they are. So it's all about creating a win-win situation for both your diners and of course also your restaurant.
Thank you, Julie. And just a little more technical background on what we just discussed there. What you all are looking at on these phone graphics is you are looking at one of our main proprietary software features in the Marketing for Wi-Fi platform, called our splash page feature, more commonly known as a captain portal page. And what you're seeing here is a very valuable software piece for a guest Wi-Fi network. So as guests come to your diner and they connect to your Wi-Fi, they're going to be presented a branded digital piece that's going to showcase your venue in a way that's going to keep your guests engaged as they're connecting to the Wi-Fi, as well as encourage your guests to provide a valuable piece of information that we're going to get more into. But those valuable pieces of information could be anything from a phone number, email, as well as some valuable guest information provided through certain social platforms: Facebook, LinkedIn, Google, what have you. So very important piece in the aspect of gaining information to encourage loyalty from your guests.
You got it. These missed connections are super important. The teams that you have already in place, they work tirelessly to drive all of this loyalty, the loyalty programs, and everything you need from these customers. That means your marketing team, the creative minds behind your branding, the IT wizards, the rewards team, even the folks who work on your online digital ordering software. So you have all the pieces in place. Historically, restaurant brands have won by focusing on transactions, right? Transactions on your point of sale, even transactions in the loyalty app, and perhaps even monitoring the same store sales data. So here's the kicker. You have all of the technology, all of this data at your disposal, but you're still letting 8 out of the 10 guests in your restaurant leave as a complete stranger. There's no way for you to know when these strangers are here unless they're the 1 out of 4 diners that are actually transacting with your point of sale. So what's even more intriguing is that 83% of these unknown diners are willing to trade their first party data. That means their SMS, their email, their zip code, their birthday, in exchange for a relative offer or an incentive. So that there's a huge opportunity waiting right in front of you if you use a smart guest Wi-Fi marketing tool. You absolutely need this real-time data and these on-prem behavior changing tools in order to accomplish this.
Great stuff, Julie. In fact, just to touch a little bit more on that, that sort of first-party data that was mentioned. So going back to the phone number, to the email, to the social account information that a guest can provide through that captive portal and what we call a splash page tool. Our splash page tool also comes with the ability to create customized forms and surveys that can be displayed specifically to guests that are connecting the first time to your Wi-Fi network or are returning as a follow-up Wi-Fi guest. So pretty cool stuff there. In fact, if you have your smartphone on you, if you open up your camera app, I believe most phones today have this built in. You can just scan that QR code right off of your computer screen there, and that should take you to a demo splash page that we had created to a fictitious diner, so to speak, but just to show how this tool could potentially work for your venue. And so what's also important there, by utilizing the tools off that splash page, you can also learn even more about your guests as they interact with your venue. And you can utilize that valuable information to create customized messaging, whether that be through the Marketing for Wi-Fi platform itself, which we'll get more into, or implement that information into existing email and or SMS marketing efforts that you're currently utilizing.
You got it. So just like inside your restaurant, strangers also want to be treated like a VIP. They want to be recognized, and recognizing these strangers will start to drive the loyalty. So here's the exciting part. Capturing this customized first data, driving this on-premise behavior and spend of these strangers is effortless when you use the guest Wi-Fi platform. With nothing more than a one-time connection to your Wi-Fi, you can now send these strangers something special on each visit. For example, you could send a warm, "Hey, we miss you" message to the stranger who hasn't been to the restaurant in X amount of days. It's a super simple gesture that goes a long way. The guest journey is determined by what data you choose for them to share, so it's personalized for every diner on every visit, long before they join your app or your loyalty program. You could also say something to the stranger like, "Hey, it was nice to see you on Saturday, but did you know we have Kids Eat Free on Tuesday? Hope to see you next week." Personalized messages like this are not just offers, they're experiences that make strangers feel recognized. It creates an immediate VIP experience, therefore driving loyalty, increasing the frequency of these diners.
Great stuff. And what's also really cool about the Marketing for Wi-Fi platform, again, going back to those custom forms and surveys, if you look at the graphics here, what you're actually seeing is what we call a guest profile. So this would be a specific profile that is created for each individual guest that connects to your Wi-Fi network that is utilizing the Marketing for Wi-Fi platform. And what's important here is that customized data is put into entry fields for each specific guest. So let's say that you're utilizing a form to find out what guests are currently signed up or have downloaded your loyalty app, if you're utilizing one of those, which I'm sure that many on here are doing in the restaurant vertical. So what's important here is that you can utilize your Wi-Fi to learn more about your guests, find out just really how integrated they are with some of your special offerings and promotions, such as through your app downloads. And then based on their responses, you can mold and create specific follow-up messaging based on those responses. And whether that be, again, through the Marketing for Wi-Fi platform itself, which we do offer state-of-the-art marketing and SMS types of features, or just taking that information and integrating it and funneling it again into those existing email and or SMS efforts that you're currently utilizing.
You got it. So just like the last slide, and Asa touched on it, you can customize and drive your desired immediate on-premise behavior with the tool that we call presence triggers. Presence triggers are a game change inside our marketing for Wi-Fi platform. So not only do we capture the data during the initial connection, but we can also use these presence triggers to track when the diners return or even send them a thanks for coming as soon as they disconnect for the first time. To automatically recognize when they visit again and offer these tailored messages that cater to their preferences, it's about creating those strong connections and providing exceptional experiences. If I walked into a restaurant for a second visit and received an immediate SMS text that said, "Glad you're back, lemonade and cookies on me today, ask your server," heck yeah, sign me up for that. But that's not all. For some venues, we can even help with guest counts, which can be challenging to track these days in the era of water-only orders. So especially with a venue that includes some non-F&B options like game rooms, golfing, or even live music. Just like the live festival, let's find out who's on site even before if they ever transact with your F&B at all. So the technology to know when diners come back and how often and how even they roam the restaurant. Acknowledging this choice for them to visit or return, it provides that extra touch, once again, creating loyalty experiences.
Thanks, Julie. And just kind of touching more base on that. If you all remember at the beginning of this presentation, one of the things that I mentioned about GoZone specifically is with the three-pronged software suite, they can work individual of themselves or together. And what we're looking at here regarding the presence triggers is a sort of correlation between our analytics for Wi-Fi platform as well as our marketing for Wi-Fi platform. So our marketing and SMS features do come with action triggers, and what that means is that you can be sending out email and or SMS creatives based on the Wi-Fi actions that a guest takes on your Wi-Fi network, whether that be a first-time connection, a return connection, X amount of connections made, or no connections made after X amount of time. But with presence triggers, the analytics for Wi-Fi can actually track those return devices coming back within the Wi-Fi network without the guests even having to use their smartphone device to re-authenticate to the network. And with those presence triggers, you can use that to still send those personalized and engaging marketing efforts, even if that return guest never even actually connects to the Wi-Fi network itself. And what's also important here is that I know a lot of restaurants, they may be thinking to themselves, well, it's good to send those sort of marketing efforts, those follow-ups, and we're sure that it's helpful. But what are some ways that these marketing creatives can actually track who's actually coming back based on receiving that marketing creative? Which is a great question. And if you look at this graphic here, what you're looking at also is marketing for Wi-Fi's built-in digital coupon builder. So you can actually create digital coupons with X amounts of redemption opportunities, add that into one of those presence triggers email creatives. So then as guests are coming back to their venue, they're coming back under that Wi-Fi network, they're receiving those creatives, they're receiving those digital coupons. You as the restaurant can track those redemptions in real time as they're in the venue, track those in your existing POS system, and then see, those who are getting these creatives are actually redeeming these X amount of coupons. So really powerful stuff in that.
Absolutely. One of the things I love to talk about is menu fatigue. It's a challenge that every single restaurant experiences. However, a lot of people are ignoring it, and this guest Wi-Fi tool can solve immediate challenges with menu fatigue. It's a unique use case, but it's a totally game changer. If there's one key takeaway from this presentation today, this is something that you can make a real impact and change ASAP. And I like to tell a specific story in order to exemplify it. I have a favorite chicken sandwich restaurant down the street. I ordered the same the chicken sandwich for 6 months, but one day I got tired of it. And instead of going back to try something else on the menu, I headed down the other way of the street, tried a different chicken sandwich restaurant. But one day when I was at that restaurant, I got an SMS message after I joined their guest Wi-Fi that said, "Hey, we're so glad you're here. On the way out, come up to the counter, grab a custard on me." That interaction with the teammate, that they also gave me their catering menu. So I left that visit with no plans to return because I was tired of that chicken sandwich. Now I know they have monthly custard, and now I know they have a great catering program. And it was all from using a presence trigger inside of this guest Wi-Fi connection.
Thanks. And so what's really cool about the ability to add your promotions and special offerings and or new product items onto this splash page creative is that we know that many of guests interact in the digital space even when they're making physical visits to a restaurant. And so you can take advantage of that by showcasing what you want your guests to see in real time in terms of these new promotions. Case in point, we've heard from a multitude of current restaurant clientels that say what a lifesaver the splash page tool has been in that aspect, because what it does is it limits the time that a guest has to take physically running through that physical menu to try to find those special offerings, or having to have a staff member point it out to them during the greeting when they come to the table. Instead, as they connect to the Wi-Fi, oh look, honey, a buy one get one for this item, a new item added, things of that nature, as they're connecting to the Wi-Fi, and then they can be talking with that staff member as they see it in real time as they connect to the Wi-Fi. Also, just real fast, what you all are looking at specifically here in terms of these graphic flows is what's called our guest flow feature. It's the ability to actually have multi-splash page creatives be implemented as a guest connects to the Wi-Fi network. So you can have a first page be specifically branded to promoting new specials, items, offerings, and then as the guest continues through the Wi-Fi authentication, then they can select the type of sign-in option that they want to use, and for the platform to gain that valuable guest data. And then finally, on the third graphic, what you're looking at here, it's very similar to a splash page creative, but what you're actually looking at is a landing page creative from our Ads for Wi-Fi platform. And the difference between a splash page and a landing page is the landing pages offer a live internet environment. So these are shown after a guest actually authenticates to your Wi-Fi network, and this is all done through our URL redirect feature. Now, what's also important here is that you don't have to use a specific created landing page. You can use that URL redirect to actually redirect your guests to specific pages that you already have on your restaurant's website. So whether that be a shop, if you're one of those venues that actually offer merchandise branded to your venue, if you have a specific web page that actually showcases your menu items and or new special offerings, and also very important, if you have a web page to encourage app downloads, you can take advantage of that as guests authenticate to your Wi-Fi with that URL redirect. And then again, really helping these unidentified guests to tell more about themselves and get plugged in with your venue.
You got it. So last but not least, the fragmented marketing efforts that we're all experiencing, especially your hardworking marketing loyalty teams, are a big challenge. It's a maze of technology platforms, and each one serves a purpose, but the real challenge is making sure they work harmoniously together to supercharge your marketing efforts. So with the guest Wi-Fi solution playing a pivoted role in bridging these technology gaps and elevating your loyalty programs. The industry has been somewhat slow in this, primarily due to legacy point of sale systems, consumer networks that own that guest data, and other fragmented point solutions. Where we come in, we seamlessly integrate into your current technology landscape, meaning we'll flow directly into your current CDP, whether that's Paytronics, Fishbowl, or Punch. We have both native and API integrations, and so that ensures all of the data in your house does not go unnoticed. We are laser focused on this one piece, laser focused on helping you connect and collect that on-site data to beef up whatever you're doing right now for your loyalty efforts, regardless of the CDP that you're using. And you can choose to use any of our modules or piece together only the ones that fill in the gaps you have today.
Yeah, and that's one of the main praises that we get from a lot of our clientels regarding the Marketing for Wi-Fi platform. The more like mom and pop venues who don't have solidified marketing efforts, they've already said what a lifesaver it's been, especially from a financial aspect, to be able to use this platform not just as a way to identify the unknown guests through the captive portal slash splash page features, but also the ability to start really ramping up email marketing efforts through those email and SMS features built into the Marketing for Wi-Fi platform itself. But with that said, we completely understand the restaurant clientele that are coming in looking for a Wi-Fi software solution that already have those solidified marketing efforts, and they just want to take the data that they're getting from their Wi-Fi network and just find a way to integrate and funnel that information into those existing loyalty programs. We at GoZone are well aware of that, and so that's why we also like to tout ourselves not just as a full-fledged marketing piece, but also a complementary piece to those existing marketing creatives.
Yep, you got it. So to wrap it up, the power of guest Wi-Fi is super important. The three words that are on everybody's mind is frequency, recency, and customer lifetime value of your guests. And that's where we can drive results with so many impactful strategies. Not only can we supercharge your guest Wi-Fi into more than just a tool for easy connectivity, it actually becomes a gateway to capturing invaluable insights from the diners inside your restaurant. It's not where the magic ends, though. It empowers you to deliver those personal real-time email and SM marketings that we've talked about to every single guest that connects to your Wi-Fi every single time. While they have their undivided attention at that very moment, we want to make sure we help you take advantage of it so we can help you fight stranger danger inside your restaurant.
Yeah, great stuff. Thanks, Julie. I think we have just a couple more slides. Yes, a overview of everything that we had just gone over here today.
Yeah, so here's the key takeaways. If anybody has any questions about what we talked about today, be happy to answer any questions. And if not, that's okay too. Here's some easy things that you can implement right away. Setting up a guest Wi-Fi network. Again, we sit right on top of whatever your current network solution is and your Wi-Fi provider stays in place. We seamlessly integrate to any of your software programs. It becomes a simple plug and play solution, and it's super easy and flexible to set up. On the next slide is my contact information if anybody wants any more information about it, or even just to talk through any of the challenges you might be experiencing in your restaurants today.